Are we going? Waiting? Waiting? Sun makes it really hard. Streaming and sending data. I believe that's streaming. Good morning, everyone. It's Monday, 2026. I hope everyone had a phenomenal Christmas, New Year's. This is the return of Coffee with Kelly. And now the Chronicles. 2025 sucked. It was hard. It was really hard. I probably, in some time in all of this, you will get used to me tearing up. It's part of my life. I'm okay with it. Like most people, they are very concerned. I understand that. I'd be concerned too. However, I also understand neurology. And I also understand science that I wasn't letting myself research because I knew what would have to happen. I started my business. Yay! Kinematics Academy. And the end of 24. God's calling 100%. We will get into a lot of different reasonings for that. That is undeniable. I have had no idea what I was doing. I'm learning. I've learned a lot. 2025 did bring that growth, knowledge, which, when you think about it, I read this. I read a lot. I'm a researcher. I'm a physical therapist. I'm also a researcher. And now I'm also an author. Keep following me. You'll learn. You'll get better at it. It's a loopy thing. We go, we come. It doesn't make sense. You just ride with it. Okay? It just happens. Drink your cup of coffee. Because literally, for me to do this, I paced around the house like 5 minutes. I think I made 3 beds, put the dishes away. I mean, it was bad. It was procrastination at its teeth. Yeah. But then I knew that this was God's path for me and purpose. Personally, I do not have the strength to do this. So, in my year of growth in 2025, I met so many fabulous people. And they helped me put everything together. Unknowingly, probably. But there's a lot of people. I guess I think their partnerships is affiliates. I don't really friends. Thank you. This could not have been done without you. And I know it was kind of a totally get it. But one of my resources, which everyone, if you're especially an athlete, this way. Highly recommend. I will give you a lot of good reads on this. See, me, researcher, finding things that help initiate cognitive development. Yes, this is one. I was fortunate enough to be invited by my man to Illinois College to kind of understand. And I had no idea who Ron White was. I had no idea who Wes Neal was because my brain has been in pathology books and evidence-based research on the best protocols and blah, 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 blah. And this is what my brain needed. 100%. So when things get tough, usually I turn to movement as medicine. Not what most people think as a physical therapist, but putting it all together, mind, body, soul, has been one of the most impactful and empowering. I didn't know how to teach myself how to grieve. So I researched. And because when you put it off for so long, guys, you just get in this like, and it actually tore me apart. Pretty hard. No one really saw. I'm really good mask. Because I had a job. I had my God's purpose, and I had to take care of his people. That's me, physical therapist. You know what? Why the burnout never really impacted me too badly through years and years of being a clinician is because I knew I was helping his people, the people that were brought into my clinic. Those are the ones that I was supposed to help. And I love it. Absolutely. But when my own body failed, and then again, I used my typical, let's go back to the science books of physical, and that didn't work. Mental didn't work. And there was one part that I was missing, soul. Because we talk about mind, body, soul. But I don't think we're teaching it in that full, empowering context. This is my recovery room. Everyone should have a recovery room, okay? Mine requires outside. I have to be outside. My mental health depends on it. It is, ta-da! Is it pretty? I love my recovery room. Props to Rustin. But it is a way for me to connect to God, because I find creation a reminder. I find our human body a reminder, my people a reminder, God wink. I've had so many people help me understand that last year. I wrote a book, and I'm going to share a little bit of it. It's going to be actually the chapter 12. I know, who would have thought? Out of order. But because I want to gear you up for your new year. I want to teach you the things I learned last year. It is not eye contact. It is not easy. There's no part of this that is easy. None. But if you fully embrace it, if you fully embrace your mind, your body, and your soul, not anyone else's, no one else's, no comparative, it's nothing but you. Because what I learned is I thought if I talked about myself, that was selfish. And I was talking to Kenny about this at Joyce. There's taking care of yourself, taking care of your mind, your body, your soul. And then there's being selfish. which is only thinking of yourself. It can be a trippy thing, you know? But I want to read a few things. So in my day, and first thing I have to do is get outside. I think it's important. I actually, my kids were my case study. I feel like a pilot. Yeah, they didn't sign any waivers. I think birthing them gave me that legal representation. Kidding. But what I did is I observed. I applied science. I applied uh, the wellness model, and now utilizing fall technology, kind of quantifying things as well with it, with that mind, body, soul. Literally, it is the full package. It's the coolest thing. But my kids taught me a lot this year. Um, Things that I had forgotten because I was so caught up. I started healing myself. I've never wanted to share. Um, there's a lot of reasons. And part of it was because I knew that I would break. No one wants to break, guys. No one. It literally deters you from everything. But God's purpose is a little bit higher calling. And I realize that now, of what I'm supposed to do. And as much as I would love to go back to the safety net that I was at, once you, as a wise mama told me, once you understand eternal life, you just, and your purpose, your place, using your mind, your body, your soul, your experiences, things change a little bit. I had to step away from what I call the clipboard because it was really hard for me still to uh, dissociate, still be able to grow at one end. And even though I'm still doing what what the problem is, and instead of developing a system, so I stepped back. And today I woke up and I was like, yep, gonna do this. Then I paced around the house and was like, shoot. And then, so there's a lot of runs in my life that have been very impactful. This is one of them. No coach is perfect. Imperfections are as common in athletics as sand on the seashore. Nothing is harder to find than perfection. But we look at Matthew. Therefore, you are to be perfect as your heavenly Father is perfect. Notice that Jesus did not say that perfection is to be our unattainable ideal. Ponder on that one. Then I realized, holy crap, Kelly, from the get-go, you knew that you can either try and dive into that, or you can get on this and do what you were needing to do in the very, very first place. It's funny how that works. So, Coffee with Kelly, boom, chapter 12. Oh, I gotta get this out of my ear. Oh, I can't read that. We'll improve on that one. Good gracious. Hopefully I can. I'm back. I'm kind of digging it now. I don't even know how many people are seeing this right now. Because oh, yes. Okay, here we go. Always believed in movement. So, my first chapter 12, movement is medicine. 1. This is chapter 12 of my published book, Killing Kate, The Other Side of the Clipboard, co-authored by my deceased sister and I, Kate Lose. She was a doctor of osteopathic medicine, Kansas City, KCUMB. But this year I unpacked a lot and I wrote a book. And it is about suicide. And it is about mind, body, soul. It is me unpacking her words which required me to pull out her files again, the research that we did. That in itself also very difficult, very, very difficult. But we grow. We find. Here we are. Are you ready? Chapter 12. This is on Amazon. If you have Kindle Unlimited, it's free. Yay, go on your Kindle Unlimited. Okay, here. Ready? Chapter 12, Movement is Medicine. I've always believed in movement. It was my first language, my sanctuary, my proof of life. Before I ever knew what biomechanics or kinesiology meant, I knew what it felt like to move, to run, to stretch, to feel my heart pounding in rhythm with the earth. Even before I became a physical therapist, movement was how I prayed. When words failed, I ran. When stress built up, I lifted. When pain hit, I stretched until I could breathe again. Movement was my way of talking to God without needing to explain myself. But after Kate died, my body stopped moving. My mind did too. It was as if grief had frozen me in place, locking me in a body that no longer felt like home. For weeks, I couldn't find the motivation to move myself I had lost when she left. One morning, the sun crept through my window, warm against my face. I took a deep breath, a full one, the kind I hadn't managed in months, and something shifted. I stood up, shaky at first, and walked outside barefoot onto the cool grass. The air was crisp, the world impossibly quiet. For a long moment, I just stood there, breathing. Then, without thinking, I began to move. It wasn't exercise. It wasn't therapy. It was something more primal. My feet sank into the earth as I stretched toward the sky, every motion clumsy and slow but filled with intention. My tears mixed with sweat, my breath uneven but alive. It wasn't pretty or perfect, but it was movement. And in that moment, I understood something I had been teaching for years but had forgotten how to live. Movement is not just physical. It's emotional, spiritual. It's the body's way of remembering that it's still here. Movement doesn't always mean running marathons or hitting personal bests. Sometimes it's getting out of bed when the weight of grief tells you not to. Sometimes it's walking to the mailbox. Sometimes it's just taking one deep breath with purpose. When we move, we remind the brain that life is still happening. The heart pumps blood. The lungs expand. The muscles fire. The nervous system reawakens. Movement rewires the story of trauma that lives in the body, replacing fear with flow, paralysis with progress. That realization became my bridge back to purpose. I started walking daily, first 5 minutes, then 10, then more. Each step felt like both rebellion and redemption. I wasn't trying to escape the pain anymore. I was learning to move with it. In those quiet walks, I felt Kate. I could almost hear her laugh in the wind, feel her presence in the rhythm of my stride. She had always moved with grace, even in pain. Her resilience became my compass. Movement, I realized, isn't about recovery, it's about remembrance. Every time I stretch, every time I teach a patient to move again, every time I help someone find strength in their own brokenness, I honor her. I honor the promise I made the night I told her I would keep believing. In the clinic, I began to see movement differently too. It wasn't about perfect form or measurable progress. It was about connection. Each patient who walked through my doors carried their own version of pain, some visible, some not. My job wasn't to fix them. It was to move with them. I started to integrate breathing exercises into every session. I taught people to listen to their bodies, not to fight them. I encouraged laughter, tears, prayer, whatever needed to move through. Healing, I realized, is not a protocol. It's a partnership. The phrase movement is medicine took on new meaning. It wasn't a slogan anymore. It was truth. Movement heals not just the body, but the soul. It reconnects the fragmented pieces of self that trauma and grief try to scatter. It reminds us that we are still capable of change, of growth, of forward motion. For years, I had studied the science behind it, the endorphins, the neural pathways, the biomechanics of gait. But none of that mattered as much as the simple fact that movement is life. To move is to resist despair. To move is to declare, I am still here. Faith and movement became inseparable for me. My prayers no longer needed words, they became embodied. Every stretch, every breath, every step was an act of surrender and strength at once. I stopped trying to move perfectly. I just moved honestly. That became my new therapy, my new faith practice. The mat replaced the pew. The sunrise replaced the sermon. The rhythm of my own breath replaced the choir. God met me there, in the motion, in the mess, in the moment my heart began to beat for something more than survival. And somewhere between one breath and the next, I began to feel alive again. Kate had always believed that healing was more than the absence of pain. Now I finally understood what she meant. Healing is presence, the ability to inhabit your body again, to trust it, to thank it for staying when everything else has fallen away. So I move for her. I move for me. I move for every patient who has ever felt unseen, every soul trapped in stillness, every heart that forgot how to beat freely. Because movement is medicine. Because movement is prayer. Because movement is proof that the story isn't over yet. Reflection, movement versus exercise. Exercise is a chore. Movement is a celebration. Journal prompt. What rules do you have about exercise? Energy. It only counts if I sweat. It has to be an hour. The shift. Break one rule today. Dance in the kitchen for 3 minutes. That counts. Mission to move the joy shake. Animals shake it off after trauma. We should too. First setup, stand anywhere. Second, the action, start shaking your hands. Then your arms. Bounce on your heels. Shake your hips. Let your head bobble. Third, the science. This discharges excess adrenaline and cortisol stored in the limbs. Fourth, the mantra. I shake off what is not mine to carry. Chapter 13, the other side of the clipboard. So, what do you think? I am very, very excited to share how to do this. Hashtag mission to move. There's a lot that gets unpacked with it. But I'm carried by a lot of really cool people that have been helping me through this for years. But this is something I had to do. This is something that I want to do. I didn't know how, because there's a lot of different barriers to talking about something as impactful as suicide. No one wants to talk about it, guys. No one wants to talk about death or dying. I get that. No one wants to unpack buried things. I get that too. But what if unpacking them would change someone else's life? Yet save it. It's hard to think any other way than to continue to push forward. But that doesn't mean that you missed something throughout the time of surviving. My goal was to figure out what everything meant. I was talking to my girl about this because with hashtag mission to move becomes understanding the wellness model, that there are many components to health, happiness, and wellness. Many. It is not just about checking in at the gym. It is not about just picking up weights without conscious awareness and understanding of what you're doing. It's about finding something deeper. I went to Lincoln Land and talked to some kids of Coach Jonesy at the beginning of last year, and it was probably the turning point of, yeah, I got to do this. And it was there I was talking about the differences in business, now from a corporate to a private, cash based, kind of seeing it all from a PT standpoint. You know what I talked about? I talked to these college kids about what fires, what fuels their soul. What fuels what? Because everyone's is different. God's talking to you personally. And if you're not tapping into your gifts and your these spiritual gifts that he has blessed you with to understand your purpose, your place, then you're going to miss out on something real quick, and that's not good. We want to set up for success. Me succeeding meant I had to break. As a physical therapist, we don't break. We build. And we continue to build. But what if you build on a faulty foundation? We never want a faulty foundation in the PT world. No. Solid foundations, solid kinematics. It's the same in a mind frame. It's the same in connection of your purpose, your place, his purpose, his place. I don't know if you if you don't follow Mel Robbins, you totally should. She was also one of those that I was like, yeah, okay. I probably could have found her maybe like last year. That would have been like, but maybe help this process a little bit more. Definitely dive in. But she says she has this let them, let me, but there's a part that I check into him, let him, let me, but let me listen to him is me personally where I had to dive because it just gets tough. But with hashtag mission to move came what I believe was an awareness, a separation from an outpatient physical therapy clinic because I'm not doing outpatient physical therapy. I know some phenomenal people that are outpatient physical therapists that we can rock that too. But my goal is to teach lots of people, and if that means from my wonderful recovery room, I will be happy to do so. Kenny and Joyce, I hope you appreciated your movement as medicine. If you saw me move that all around right there, that is for my special people. in my life, my parents, um, they are getting older and wiser, but also need some really vital movement. Now, I tell them because mom refuses, well, doesn't refuse. Mom is um, she looks at it as a chore. So I'm trying to get everyone on a page of understanding. It's just think of it as fun first. Like, understanding your body is probably one of the coolest things. But everyone wants to do it right away. Oh, start of the new year, right away. Let's learn everything. It's not going to happen. It's not. It's not. Take a breath. Take a deep breath in. Hold it for 4. Let it go for 4. Hold it for 4. Biggest nerve response. The recovery room is based off of wellness, a wellness model, a proactive approach. Yes, pathology is going to happen. Surgeries, of course, are going to happen. You have to go through outpatient physical therapy. That is the step, 100%. But what about before, after, or just awareness in general? It is learning why we have to wait till pathology. I have learned so much in my career that I mean, it's fantastic, but it's like if it doesn't relate to you, then why learn it? Well, I'm pretty sure you stand on your feet and you use these all the time. Let's see what they do. Let's see what they're supposed to do. Awareness to what yours does, and just love it for what it is. What it does. Improve always. But throughout the next year, I will be sharing from my book. I will be sharing from the future book. Because the story isn't over. It's kind of starting. And it's really cool. I turned a page. Pretty big page. And I'm proud of that. And I want my friends and my family to first be the ones to hear that. So read away. I know that my family probably do not want to unpack something that's been healed and, that they've moved and progressed through. And I can appreciate that. You take your time, boo-boos. I love you. But I was really affected during that and had no idea. And I now realize how important it is to keep the ones you love so close to you. Because there's purpose, there's place, there's connections we can't understand. We just have to have faith and know who our people are and hold them tight and take care. All in one, mind, body, soul. The recovery room is made to be a place of understanding that you can be the best of the best, the fit of the fit, the elite of the elite, or you can be broken. You're not broken. Mm-mm. You're going to build with me. That's how I'm looking at it. Is because I want to continue to grow. I do. And there's a lot of people that I know feel the same. And if you do, we're in this together, which is really cool. I love you. I'm signing off. My coffee cup is now cold. Again, I will show more later. Oh, now I gotta figure out how to stop. Oh gosh. Where's my button? My fingers.